Okay, we now call the Scott County Workshop to order. First item on the agenda is emergency service committee. Ernest Phillips is the chair and he in here. Okay.
Emergency Services Committee. Blue Day. Here. Kenny Chadwell. Here. Patty Brown.
She's sick. She's hurt.
Sam Lyle.
Here.
Robert McBroom.
Here.
Rick Burke. Here. So first on the agenda is the road name. Anybody know?
Country Places, and I think the gentleman's here that would like to change this name. I think Ella Smith, she's come also regarding to this road. It's McCart Family Cemetery Road maybe, and we need to get one of them up here, I guess, and just discuss a little bit about what's going on, because I'm not 100% sure he didn't know.
Well, I'll defer to Glenn, and then after he speaks, I will speak.
Okay, good deal.
Well, good evening. My name is Glenn. I'm with Country Acres out of Knoxville, and I was here about a year ago. We asked you to help us with a road name. The road was named Goose Creek Private Run. Since then, it's expanded a little bit, and it's gone to another road towards the family cemetery here. And we had got back from our surveyor that was named Cemetery Road, but he couldn't really confirm it. What we'd like to ask tonight is if we could have that road named McCart Cemetery Road in honor of the family, because most of their family is buried there. We see no issue with it. We'd like to see if that could be done. I have spoken to the McCarts on a few different occasions. There's some things we could try to get sorted out. We just talked briefly about some of the things we'd like to do. We'll be more than willing to work with them. One of the things was a county line, a sign that indicates where the county line is from Scott to Morgan County. And we can do that, absolutely, to know where the county line ends. Some of the other things we're internal, and we'll definitely work on it. We've been trying to work with that. It's more of a neighborhood issue, and we'll try to help out what we can, and we'll assist. The other thing I'd like to ask here tonight, when we received the road name, it talked about it being a private road. And if you would allow me, I could get the paperwork that you had sent. But you had said, stated that it was Goose Creek Private Run. The one confusing thing that I have to ask is I know in times of the past that the county did do some work there on that road. They trimmed back the bushes, they would grade the road. And I wanted to ask what involvement will there be to maintain that road, so we know, so we can not only relay that information, but we could help with the necessary repairs that would be done there as well. So it's kind of a...
Can I address that issue? I believe there is an ordinance in Scott County that says the roads to all cemeteries have to be maintained. And that road, due to the fact that I have lost several family members in the last 5 years, it has been worked in the past. The road departments over the years, as far back as I can remember, when we had to have somebody bury somebody at the cemetery, they have always taken care of making sure that the road was usable, because there's been times in the past when it wasn't. And they have bush hogged the sides and taken care of that to the cemetery. That is as far as they have ever, that is as far as the Scott County has ever maintained the road. And there is a large section of that road that's not been maintained at all, other than basically by my family. If there was a big mud hole, some of the boys would go out and throw some rocks in it, or take the mattock and drain, dig a ditch to drain it. And all of my life, I remember my daddy doing that, and then my brothers took over the task later, because there is a considerable section of it that has never been worked by the road department from either Morgan or Scott County. Now, we went to court, was in court for 4 years to have the road coming from Morgan County into the home place named a county road, and it is worked by the county. And I think sometimes some of the residents that have bought property over there mistake which county's which, because there is some little plastic tape that's been tied in the tree where the county line is at. But I have talked to both sheriff's offices and they have told me they have had trouble distinguishing that. So that is why I would like to see signs put up that says where the county line is at. There has also been an issue since we have had families move in over there that have children with the county line about which school the children should go to. So I would like to see that, and we have talked about that earlier, definitely marked. And he jokingly said we'd have to leg boat it to a tree to keep it staying there. That's probably true. But I'm honored that they want to name the cemetery, the road to the cemetery, the McCart Cemetery Road. But I also want to make sure that that everything remains in that area, because we've been in court on both sides, both counties, to keep that road, the roads open to our home place. And we will not hesitate to go back to court. I want them to understand what private road means. From the main road to wherever, whatever they're living in is a private road. But the main road is not private. It's only listed as private because it is not a county road. Am I correct? And so I want that known, because and Glenn has been working with us and we are trying to resolve some of the issues, but we are having some trouble with family members being stopped on the road, being told it was a private road, they couldn't be on it, and different things. So there is some issues up there that need to be worked out, and hopefully that we're working on it. But like I said, I am honored that it will be named the McCart Cemetery Road. It has been the McCart Cemetery for as long as I can remember, and I'm a few years old. And we have always taken that same road off the main road to the cemetery. And I would like to see it named that, but the one thing that I want, the bottom line is I want it known that just because the sign is blue and it says it's a private road, that only means it is not a county road. Does not mean that anybody cannot travel it, because there is at least 10 different families besides the McCarts that have some relatives buried in that cemetery. We are the most prominent family in the cemetery, and we are the family who has had members buried in it the most recent. In fact, for about as far back as I can remember, especially since I have come back to Scott County in '74, our family has been the only one that has buried anybody in that cemetery.
Y'all, which way you want? Are you gonna go, are you going through Midway down there, going that way? Or?
No. We're going in from the Glen Mary side. You turn off there in Glen Mary like you're going to Cold Hill, and cross the railroad track. Right after you cross the railroad track, you make a right and go back in there. I would say it's a couple of miles up to the cemetery. And you turn off the main road. You make a right hand, turn off the main road, which is Goose Creek Road, or did you name it Gooseneck Road?
Cold Hill to Goose Creek.
And it would go off. It's just, it's probably less than a half a mile road from the main road to our cemetery, to where the cemetery's at.
Yeah, I know what's happening.
Yeah, you've probably been there.
So just to be clear, that, and I do remember naming that road as the Goose Creek, or Goose Creek Private Run.
Mhm.
Just changing the name from that to the McCart Cemetery Road, is that correct?
No, you are not touching that road. This is a road off the Goose Creek private road.
We have a survey if you'd like to see reference of what we're discussing.
Yeah, I would like.
There's a survey over here if you'd like. You need me to bring it to you?
Is there,
Yeah.
Okay.
is there a sign that says that the road is private now? I don't.
As far as I know, There is no signage that says it's private other than the signs that they put up themselves. There is no county road signs on the road as far as I'm aware.
I don't think the county puts up any signs that says a private road.
Well,
Not that I'm aware of.
I'm referencing Morgan County. They put up signs, but they're blue signs. The signs are blue instead of green.
Okay, but I don't think we should.
If it's county road, the sign's green about it. And I don't know, I rode around these roads, all of them in Scott County, but I don't remember seeing any blue signs now that I think about it, so,
I don't think we designate private roads.
yeah.
Well, if it's not a county road, is it a private, considered a private road, if it's not a county road?
It's considered a public use road. That is what we were told when we went to court over it. That road has been there, it may not be in the exact same place it is now, but there has been a road from Highway 27 to our home place that way, and I'll be 75 years old next Friday. And as long as I can remember, that road has been there. It's been Goose Creek Road. But it's not been listed anywhere because nobody used it. There was large acreage up there that Jimmy Young had bought over the years in different plots. It's like so many of our rural areas. At one point in time, there was a lot of families lived over there. But as the older people died off, just like with my mom and dad, everybody moved away. And our home place has been the last one still standing. And we still use it. My brother has horses over there. He lives there part-time. But it is a public use road. It is not a county road. And like I said, the fact that the county worked it was because there's a cemetery.
Has it ever had a name before?
It's always been Goose Creek Road.
And now
Or Goose Neck Road. It's always, we've always known it. My family always knew it as Goose Creek or Goose Neck Road. It had a goose in front of it. That's the one thing I remember. Actually, we never talked too much about the name of it. It's just coming in from the Glenmary side, you know, or coming in from the Mill Creek side. That's kind of the way we, and yes, we saw a road coming in from Midway, where we can't do that anymore.
The cart broke in the post office,
Yeah,
because I gave a 911 out there and everything. You know what we went through
yes.
for those 4 years.
Well, actually, that
Post
road,
office.
that road now is the Davis Road, but 911 is on the native Pleasant Cart Road coming from the Mill Creek Road into the home place.
So you just want this body to name the road?
We are just talking about the road from Goose Neck, Goose Creek Road, private road to the cemetery. That's the only one we're talking about that we want to name Delma Park Cemetery Road. Because there's people living on that road now that do need.
So that road is one part you want, it's just part that goes up to the cemetery.
The part turning off the main
From Cole
road to the
Road.
cemetery, yes. Because there's several families that live there now that need an address. So,
It's separate from the Goose Creek Road. It branches off Goose Creek Private Run. It's got its own little road there going straight to the cemetery. Goose Creek goes down the hill towards Cole Hill, goes through the creek and over to Cole Hill.
You're coming to the other.
I'm sorry.
Okay, got
From
it.
Cole Hill, up the hill, hard right to the cemetery.
I make a motion to send it full forward and name it McCarty Cemetery Road.
I second that motion.
Say McCarthy family.
That's what my favorite.
or let's just do McCart Cemetery, okay?
McCarty Cemetery. All right.
So we have a motion and a second, is there any discussion? I guess are there other landowners that this will affect, or we just changing the name, or we add?
No, actually, it's an extension off of what you've already named.
Yes, and Country Places does own that entire area there now. They purchased it a couple of years ago,
2016.
2016, so they own, on both sides of the road, they own about, how many acres?
806.
They purchased it from Jimmy Young, who had purchased it over the years from different landowners. And it's all in one big thing now, and they have sold it, they're selling it in partials, which is something new to our family to have neighbors, so.
Were you also requesting a county line marker?
I am requesting a county line marker. He has said he would put up a county line marker, am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Further discussion? Is this pending? Is there any legal matters or anything that this might conflict with? So, voting on roll call, Blue Day. Kenny Chadwell. Sam Lyle. Robin McBroom. Rick Burke. Motion carries. So this will go to the full court in 2 weeks.
Can we also get clarification on the road itself, on Goose Creek Private Run, that what the involvement is with the county on that as well? Is there anything that you can provide to us stating the maintenance of the trimming of the bushes, clearing, grading? I know it's been done in the past, but I don't know what the involvement is with the county. We had just, I don't know if you've seen that up there.
Yes,
We regraded a mile and a half.
We were over it over the weekend. Like I said before, since the cemetery is there, the county, through various road supervisors. My parents died in '74, and that is I had just moved back here, and that was some of the first people that had been buried there for a while. But since '74, I've not only had my parents buried up there, but 6 other siblings and a sister-in-law. And the county has always worked the road to the cemetery, but only when we needed to get to the cemetery. Otherwise, we worked it.
I think that's the way it looks back.
And that's,
There's a death,
yeah,
have a service there or something.
because the reason we were in court in Scott County over the road was because my brothers were working on it, and Mr. Young had objected to them putting a culvert across it. And
So I
that's.
don't think the county's gonna maintain.
No, I don't.
Okay, would there be, now, if we were to, say, if we repaired part of that road, is there any repercussions to us if we don't do it up to any type of a standard? Or is there any certain requirement that you require from us to do that?
Let me say that there is a statute in Tennessee that allows the road department to maintain roads that serve cemeteries without it actually being a county road. So, but that's discretionary. And it appears that the county road department in the past has probably done that pursuant to that statute.
Yes, they have.
Okay. No, there wouldn't be anything, because this is not technically a county road that's on a road list. There would not be anything that would prevent you from doing that as long as it didn't interfere with the access to the cemetery or any other landowners.
It would only be to upgrade, smooth out, pitch the water, because when it rains, it tends to wash out pretty good. Just to make it a little more accessible. We've went a mile and a half to the cemetery and we stopped because we just didn't know the legalities of it, so that's why we had stopped there. We don't want to interfere or step on anybody's toes if we're not supposed to be on it, and that's why we were just wanted to have some type of a clarification on where we should stop or where we should go.
No, this has been my understanding over the years, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, since it is not being asked that the county take it over as a county road, there is no rules or regulations about what the road has to look like or how it's maintained. That is the thing I grew up with.
There's no
like I said,
obligation on account of the road department, but if they want to work it to help access to the cemetery, they can.
yeah.
And that's what's happened in the past.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, moving on, emergency services, Jim?
Don't really have anything, just to say that we had a pretty good year this year. Hopefully this coming year will be just as good. We are shorthanded. We are worked a lot. We have a lot of overtime. And we're hoping there's some things that will happen shortly that will help that process some. And I would just like to say to the mayor, I appreciate the support you give us the last 4 years. If I don't get to see you in the next meeting. We appreciate the help that you gave us. And
You're welcome, thank you.
that's all I have.
Thank you. Next, Sheriff's Department, other, Your motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Okay, moving on to Buildings and Grounds Committee. Rick Russ is the chair, he's not here.
Building and Grounds Committee, Eric Newport, Steve Buckram, Robin Newman, Sam Lyle,
Here.
Robin McBroom,
Here.
Rick Burke. First is Jessica Anderson room in the CASA office.
Jessica, would you like to come up? What this is she has talked to, is it Dominique, am I saying it?
Donica. Donica Mora.
Donica. But anyhow, she told her that she had room, and to the best of my knowledge, she'll explain it to you more than I can, but in the Children's Center in Winfield, they're doing some hiring up there, and she's got an office there, and she's been searching around the county to try to find one, and I'll let her go from there.
So my name is Jessica Anderson, and I'm a program supervisor with Prevent Child Abuse Tennessee. Here in the county, we do the Healthy Families program, and also available is our statewide helpline for domestic violence and a whole referral system for parents. And we also handle like even the after hours calls for the local women's shelter here. But we have been housed, we have co-located with the Children's Center for around 1.5 years now, and had a great relationship there, but they are expanding and they need space to be able to do that. So I had spoken with Donica, and she said that she has plenty of space to share her office if we could co-locate there. And so I'm here today to ask for your approval for us to be able to do that. And it would be me and one other staff member.
Donica does say that there is room there.
Why are we involved?
Well, we've assigned the space to CASA. So this is a different organization. Is Donica here today?
No, she isn't here.
Set it full board, maybe you want to.
I think we need to hear from Donica. She can come into the full board meeting and, you know, say, yeah, I'm fine with it, we're okay, CASA's good with it, I don't think there'll be an issue.
Okay,
Have her come too, okay?
all right.
Jessica.
When will that be?
That's, on the day, it's not this coming up, it's two Mondays. Not next Monday, but the following.
20. Okay.
Would you leave your information, business card, or any kind of information you have?
Yes, I can do that. I'll have to go out to my car and get a business card, but yes.
I don't think there'll be an issue, but just hear from her during the full board, make sure everything's good on that side of it.
If they want a copy, they can make a copy in the office in there, anybody that wants one.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else before building and grounds?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion, second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Okay, moving on to the Community Development Committee. Rhonda Newman is chair. She's not here either. Does anybody want to take that on? You will, Mike?
Communities out there, Newport, Rick Russ, Sheila Butler, June Jeffers,
Here.
Paul Strunk,
Here.
Mike Slade. First on the agenda is a roadblock for the Elgin Community Center. I think that's a request for a roadblock for Elgin Community Center on Saturday, October the 6th, 2018. The roadblock will be held at Highway 52 at the Elgin intersection of 27 from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Motion, please.
Make a motion. I second.
Send to the full board or?
I'm not.
Motion. Have a motion to hear second. Second. All in favor, say aye. Next is the roadblock for the 7th District. Roadblock donation on September the 1st from 8 a.m. till noon at the Grayville Road around the 1000 block in park on the shoulder area so not to disturb the flow of traffic with the engine. Please consider this request. Do I hear a motion? Motion here, second. Motion says to send that to the full board. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Anything else before the community development? Entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
Okay, moving on to the intergovernmental committee, Kenny Chadwell, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. David Blueday, here. Ernest Phillips, Patty Brown, Jim Jeffries,
Here.
Bob Strunk,
Here.
Mike Slavin,
Here.
and I'm here. There's nothing on the agenda tonight, except other. Is there anything that needs to be brought up under the intergovernmental committee? Motion to adjourn. All right, a motion from Blueday to adjourn. Second, Mr. Strunk, all in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Okay, moving on to the budget committee, and I Slavin, Chair.
Patty Brown, Sam Wiles. Here. Paul Strunk.
Here.
Roger McBroom.
Here.
I don't actually have anything in the budget. Yet.
We signed the budget packet last week and forwarded it to the state. Controller's office has received it. Hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll hear from them.
Do I have any questions on the budget? I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That's it.
Work session is adjourned. Got to make a motion to go on that?
Now we